Hello and welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm Darkbloom and today we're going to be talking about some more Starfield. Today I'm going to be dropping some tips that I think every Starfield player should know. These are things that I've learned with 80 some hours of gameplay, things that I wish I knew in my first 10 hours of gameplay. So today we're going to be talking about some very helpful tips that'll help your journey through the galaxy go much smoother. So let's roll, guys. Starfield is a massive game with so much to do, so much to learn, and so much to discover, even though it doesn't seem that way with a lot of the barren planets. There's a lot to discover, guys. Today we're going to be talking about things that I think every Starfield player should know. I'm going to be giving you some juicy tips. Hopefully this makes your journey way better in Starfield. We're going to be talking about stealing and registering ships, lockpicking, XP penalties, and more. So stick around, go ahead and drop this video a like, give me a subscribe, this helps you out. Let's dive into things every Starfield player needs to know. And beginning with that, we're going to be talking about lockpicking. There's a little trick with lockpicking that isn't obvious to everyone right away, and if it is, you kind of brush it off. But these blue circles that highlight around the lock when you select a key, they mean something. The trick is that you need to pick a key where the ring is blue. Like the outer ring is blue for this key, so it works, and the inner ring is white, so it wouldn't work. I have to use it here. So you would do that. See, I just found another blue. I would use it here, and now I can use these keys freely. This one right here, it ain't gonna work, so I have to switch to this one, and bam. So if it's blue, it means that key's going to fit in there. And that saves you so much time on lockpicking, so much time. And it is a time consuming thing in Starfield. Both for the computers and like chest locks are the same thing. You're going to be using digipicks for both of them. So this mechanic is very important to know because you're going to have to pick locks to upgrade the security skills. So you need to do it. And this is just an easier way to get through it, instead of slotting keys randomly. You know, like there's a method to the madness here, and they definitely give you more keys in the lock than you'll actually need, so you're not even going to use all these keys. Sometimes they like to try to trick you in Starfield with the lockpicking, and honestly it is probably the hardest of all Bethesda games to lockpick in, mainly because it is more time consuming and time is valuable. So you know, yeah. But it takes a few tries and practice to actually get it right, and you're going to be like undoing a lot. Keep in mind, every time you undo, you lose a digipick, so it's very wise to carry a whole fuckload of digipicks with you, because you're going to be cutting through them left and right if you're actually trying to pick some locks. And guess what? You need to pick locks to level up the skill, so yay, you're going to have to anyways. I highly just recommend focusing on security skill early, just getting it upgraded out of the way. That's my recommendation. Next up, we're going to be talking about XP penalties because, oof, they're rough. Now, getting arrested in Starfield once is a good thing. You can start the Crimson Fleet faction questline by getting arrested once. Getting arrested anything beyond one time is a fucking nightmare. Getting arrested in Starfield is the equivalent of getting kicked in the balls, because when you get that XP penalty, depending on what you do, it can take at least 4 hours of gameplay to go positive in XP and start leveling up again. You can't level up with this XP penalty. You have to earn that XP back, and if you have like negative 2,000, that's gonna take a while, my friend. The XP penalty is probably something I dislike hugely in Starfield. I feel like it really limits what you can do as an evil kind of character, a pirate, you know what I mean? Because if you actually do get arrested, you're just going to quick load a save file. You're not going to go through that actual XP penalty. Like, that's a lot of time. 2,000 XP, which is what you can get for stealing one like faction ship from a faction. So it's crazy. And you know what? Yeah, I'm not a fan of this XP penalty system. I'm just not. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It sucks. The next tip we're going to be talking about is a little bit of a cheese, but you know what? It's a good kind of cheese, you know what I mean? It's cheesing your piloting skill, and there's an easy way to do this, and that's joining the UC and going to their piloting simulator and just blasting ships in that. So, when I was actually trying to upgrade my pilot skill, I would spend at least an hour jumping from system to system trying to fight before finding anything interesting, until I realized I can just go to the Crimson Fleet world and blow them all up. So if you don't want to do that, you can just go to the UC Vanguard and do the piloting simulator. And if you've done it once, you can go back and do it again. You can keep doing this until you hit all the necessary milestones to rank up your piloting skill. and it's easy. I recommend doing this. It's better than hunting system to system looking for a fight. And honestly, you need the higher piloting skills to pilot better ships. So I recommend just getting this out of the way as soon as possible, because you come across this area early in the game, so do it. And onto a side note of that, I recommend doing the United Colonies faction questline anyways. If you've done it, you know it's pretty cool. If you haven't, do it. Alright, moving on to the next tip. To join the United Colonies Vanguard, you're going to be talking to Commander John at the MAF's headquarters in New Atlantis. He'll get you in, and one of the first things you do is a pilot simulator. And yeah, well, like I said, once you do it, you can go back and do it some more, so just do it. You'll thank me later, especially if you're early game. Next, we're going to be talking about stealing and registering new ships. Oh yeah, the best of the best here. So this is one of the best parts about Starfield, is just hijacking someone else's ship and just straight up yoinking it and selling it or keeping it for yourself. First and foremost, you're going to need targeting control systems unlocked in the skill tree for tech. Once you have that, you can lock on a ship like an old system VATS and just pelt away at their engine. Once you pelt away at their engine, it allows you to dock their ship. So once you do that, you see how I have a prompt to dock. I can just go ahead and dock, and you eliminate the crew. Once on board, you hunt down that poor crew like the sumbitches they really are. And yeah, once you eliminate the crew, the ship is yours. Now don't forget to check the captain's locker and the cargo hold. You can get yourself some really nice items out of there, get yourself some credits, you know. Very useful stuff can be found in there. Now once the crew's eliminated, you can go ahead and take the pilot seat, and once you do, you're going to want to grab jump anywhere. That will automatically make the ship your home, and once you do that, you can register it, but it has to be your home ship so you can register it. So you need to grab jump somewhere, anywhere, and just make it your home. Once you do that, you can register the ship, and once you register it, you can sell it and make some credits. You will always make more than what you spend on the registering, so don't worry about that. They made sure that won't happen. Where you're overspending and not making any money back, you're good on that, it won't happen. You can also register anywhere. You don't have to go to a ship guy, but when I was doing the clip for this video, I was already there, so yeah. You can register your ship pretty much anywhere, it just has to be your home ship. Now next we're going to be talking about skills that I think everyone should invest in early, mid-game, whatever. Their first playthrough, you should have these skills. Obviously, you know, play how you want, but these skills will make your first playthrough much better. So let's dive into the skills. This is also just my recommendation. There's 100 videos out there that probably tell you different, but all in all, in the end, you do what you like. Starting off with the physical, as you can see, I have done nothing but wellness and weightlifting. I recommend wellness at least once. Weightlifting, if you're like me and pick up everything on the map, yeah, you're gonna want that on 4, trust me on that. Now I can't speak on any of these bottom perks because I truthfully don't know. But physical, you need to get sneak. I know I don't have that here, but recommend it. For social comments, yeah, you're gonna need this for sure. Credits are hard to come by. Persuasion, oh yeah, this has gotten me out of so many situations. It gotten me so much credits. Theft, I usually don't use this. I actually wasted my point on this, but if you're into that, yes. So yeah, stealth, I forgot to mention, it gives you a stealth meter. You can see when you're being spotted, so that's really helpful. For social though, I'm trying to make my way to leadership and outpost management and ship command. These are the 3 I want in social. Ship command allows you bigger crews and stuff like that at outposting in your ship, and yeah, important. Combat, you're gonna have to focus some of it on. Pick one thing you really like I use a lot of ballistic guns, so I got ballistics here and pistols, which was my starting perk. And then you're gonna want rapid reload at some point, so max out one of the combat skills at least, you know, whatever you like the most. Science is for outposts and planets and exploring. This is what I really like doing, even though some of the planets are kind of barren, but I found some really cool shit. So astrodynamics, I highly recommend it. You can grab jump further. Geology is okay. Medicine, highly recommend. You need this for sure. Healing is essential, and you're going to be doing a lot of it, especially if you're, you know, a pirate like me. So, healing. Research methods, I actually do recommend, but I neglected it. And some of the research projects can cost a lot late game, so rank 2 or 3 is probably ideal for that, if I'm being honest. And weapon engineering for sure, you want to mod those guns, trust me. Spacesuit design as well, you want to mod them. And outpost engineering, I'm going for. Chemistry, astrophysics I'm going for as well, I need that. And yeah, very important. And planetary right here, this one right here, need that. And I want that. So as you can see, I want to build a really good outpost. So if you like outposts and, you know, planets, science is the one. Tech window is for spaceships and your overall tech knowledge. Piloting is probably one of the most important skills in the game. You want to get this to 4 as soon as possible. You can pilot way better ships, which makes pirating way better. Boost pack, recommend at least one. That jump is nice. Targeting control systems, very important, especially if you're trying to hijack ships and sell them. You need to use it to destroy the engine, so you need that skill 100%. The rest of these are like, the second tier is kind of like damage buffs and shield buffs. And yeah, you're going to want a couple of them, or you're gonna get slapped around like nothing. So recommend anything that you prefer using. Starship design is very important. It'll allow you to build better ships. I'm still working on this one, but if you want to build really wacky ships with the best parts, you need starship design. And yeah, the rest of these are important further down the ship line if you want, you know, really good spaceships and damage buffs to that. You're gonna want to focus on the tech tree. But these are my skills. I made mistakes like security. I should have definitely upgraded that. You're going to want to get security to 4 ASAP. So yeah, I made some mistakes along the way with that one. Now keep in mind, I'm just talking within your first playthrough and what you're going to want to focus on. I'm at level 38. I could have beaten my first playthrough a while ago, but I didn't. I want to do some more stuff, and I ended up pretty much being level 39, 40. So you're not going to even come close to completing the skill tree in your first playthrough unless you put in like 100, 150 hours in that playthrough. So these skills are the long-term goal for the game, it seems like. A bonus one I'm going to tack on here is a Mantis side mission. Just do it. You get an awesome spacesuit, awesome ship. I done a whole video on that alone, so if you want to see the in-depth details of the Mantis side mission, just watch that. But yeah, these are tips I think every Starfield player should know. The skills is a little bit more opinionated, but the rest is tips every Starfield player should know or will learn by like the 70-hour mark. So I just saved you some time. Hopefully you found these tips useful, and go ahead and drop a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.